Hey everyone, how's it going? So what am I working on now? I got a 2012 Cadillac SRX. It's basically a GMC Terrain. Um, I don't even know what the Chevy version is, but whatever. It's got 120,000 miles on it, I think it said. Anyway, customer's complaint is airbag light comes on and off. It's not on right now. Um, so I've got my scanner hooked up to it, and I'm getting a B, as in boy, 0014-0D, which is driver's side airbag deployment loop high resistance. Let me show you. So that's the code right there. And if you look, it says the DTC current status, it's not current. History status is in history. The malfunction indicator light, that's for the airbag, it's not requested. I've seen high resistant codes come up quite often in regards to seat stuff, like whether it's the side impact or anything like that, or for the seat belt itself. Most of the times, anytime I've ever seen that high resistance, usually the connector itself gets a buildup of debris in it, or it could get a buildup of corrosion in it or something like that. Usually that's what happens. And I'm telling you right now, and I know this sounds ridiculous, many times just unplugging them and plugging them back in solves the problem for quite a period of time. The problem is a lot of times the seat belt, what happens is you get moisture and stuff like that from getting in and out of the car. People get, you get wet from being outside in the rain, you get in the car. It translates to the connector because it's not really a weatherproof connector. It's just, at least it shouldn't be. From what I remember, it could be, but a lot of times you get water in there. So, or you get moisture in there. You got somebody sitting in the back seat, their feet are wet, and it's underneath the seat. So that's what creates that problem. So let's actually go and look underneath the seat and see what we have. Hopefully I can see something. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. Let's find out. Pleasure. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to basically put the seat forward as far as it'll go, and then I'm going to put it up as high as it'll go. Because then we're going to look at the connectors and we're going to see what we can see. All right. Now, I know on a lot of older GMs, a lot of times the wiring harness is exposed for airbag. Well, and here it is. So, anytime you're messing with an airbag connector, anything with airbags, make sure you know what you're doing. On this end, going into the seat itself, you're not going to blow an airbag by disconnecting it. I'll tell you that right now. If you're messing with a module, then you got to worry about that. But your safest bet, if you don't know what you're really doing, disconnect the battery. Okay, so now with the battery disconnected, like I said, for safety, disconnect your battery. Pull that lock out, and we're going to disconnect this harness here. Somebody's put dielectric grease on here. I don't know if that's from the factory or not. But looking inside, that one, let's see, can we actually see anything? Hard to tell. Yeah, they're a bit dirty. It's hard to see that, but they are a bit dirty. Let me see if I can get better light in there. Let's see, it messes with it. But they are a bit dirty. Okay, so what are we going to do now? We're going to get a set of cleaners in there to clean up those connections. We're going to get a terminal cleaner in there, and we're going to clean those connections up. So let me get that and let me show you. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I have these files, and what you do is you grab the terminals, the male terminals, and you slide this across, and it'll clean them up. This is a little kit. I had it for a while. Actually, this is a replacement kit. The other kit, basically I wore it out over so many years, but it's got like little diamond dust on it, and that kind of helps clean stuff up. Now on this end, on the female end, make sure you're not using something that's going to spread the female out too much, because you can destroy the terminal. These are very thin. These are actually thinner than those. So what I'm going to do is going to clean them up. I'm going to make sure that the contact stays good. So let me do that. I kind of can't do that and film it at the same time, unfortunately, but you get the gist. These two, you can actually twist them like this, so you only have like a single end, so you can go in, oops, sorry, to the female terminal like such to clean it up. See that? So, but you got to be careful because you don't want to destroy anything. So let me go ahead and let me do that. Let me do both ends, and we're going to put this all back together. Okay, so I decided to use the wider ones for this end, and as you can see, it got some junk off of there. You can see it's a little bit on the dark side, but now those should be reasonably clean. You can see they're not as discolored as they were before. Oops. So I'm anticipating that's going to be a good connection. But the fact that the code was not current, you know, it tells me that, you know, sometimes it sees a higher resistance than other times, obviously. So I'm thinking this is going to be good. Like I said in the past, when I've done stuff like this, almost every time it fixes it for like ever. So, all right, let me reconnect all of that, put this all back together, and then we're going to clear codes. All right, so that's all connected back in place. Tuck this back in place. All right, we're all done. Let's get the seat back. Let's clear these codes. Okay, so the code is still there, but it's in history. So we're just going to clear fault code. Okay. So we're going to leave it at that. Like I said, I've seen this numerous times, especially working at the Chrysler dealer. We were Chrysler GM. We also had a Ford division too. But I've seen it numerous times. And many times all you got to do is disconnect it and reconnect it, and it'll put the light out for quite a long period of time. Sometimes forever. But like I said, it's not a weatherproof seal or anything like that, or a weatherproof connection, and it's underneath the seat. People put wet feet down there. Anyway. All right. Simple, quick fix. Hopefully you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.